Okay, hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. Guys, we're going to take a look at this day 25 worksheet. We're going to factor quadratics. So where a equals 1. Again, when I'm talking about a, we're talking about this a right here. All right? So in front of the variable squared, the quadratic term, the a is 1. And each of these has that. There's nothing in front of the variable that's squared. And as I factor these, I'm just going to use x all the time. I know some of these, this one says a, this says m, this says r. I'm just going to use x. This is how I do these, guys. When you see that the leading coefficient, again, which I'm talking about the a, is 1. I know here it says a, but I'm talking about the leading coefficient. You can go what I call straight for the answer. I make my parentheses, and I just put the x right here. Again, in this case, it's a, but I'm just going to use x every time. Guys, the sign in front of the middle term, in front of the 7, I just put it in the first, right there. I put it in the first factor. The negative in front of the 18 tells me the signs in these two factors are different. They're not the same sign. One is plus and one is minus. So this one must be minus. All right? Now I factor the 18 into factored pairs. I'm looking for two numbers. When I subtract them, I get 7. All right, again, we've got 1 and 18, 2 and 9. Looks like that's the answer. 3 and 6. All right, so it's 2 and 9, guys. 9 minus 2 is 7. Again, look at this sign here. When you subtract them, you get 7. Put the least one last. The 2 goes here and the 9 goes here. Okay, the little one goes last. All right, that way the 9 picks up the plus sign, so we have plus 7 left over. The big one picks up the plus sign. So when we had 9x minus 2x, we end up with 7x. All right, let's do the next one. Again, I go ahead and make my brackets. I put the x right here because that's where it goes. Just put it there. The sign in front of the 5, in front of the middle term, I just put it right there in the first factor every time. And the sign in front of the 50, the second sign, tells me that the signs in our factor, these two factors, the signs again are different. So this one must be a plus. All right, factor the 50, looking for two numbers. When I subtract them, I get 5. Again, 1 and 50, 2 and 25, 5 and 10. I guess that's it right there. I subtract them, I get 5. So it's 5 and 10, but the least last, the 10 has to pick up the negative. So we have negative 5 left over. All right, number 3. Again, I go straight for the answer. I make my bracket. I put the x right here. Again, I take the sign in front of the middle term, the plus, and I put it right here. And again, this is 3 in a row. It's okay. The sign in front of the negative 6 means the signs in our factors are different. So since this one's already a plus, this one must be a minus. All right, factor the 6. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Again, I'm looking for two numbers. The difference between them is 1. When I subtract them, I get 1. And obviously it's 2 and 3. Make sure the little one goes here and the big one goes here. The least goes last. Little goes last. All right, let's look at number 4. Again, go straight for the answer. Make your parentheses. Put your x right here. Again, the plus in front of the 4 goes right here. Now this one, the plus in front of the 3 tells me these signs are the same. These are both the same sign. So this one's a plus. This one must also be a plus. Right? Factor the 3. It's only 1 and 3. So go ahead and put the least goes last. In this case, it doesn't matter. And you can check your answer too, multiplying them out. You'll get this. All right, number 5. Guys, in number 5, there's a 5 in front here. So we're going to factor out the greatest common factor of 5. I'm taking out the 5. All right, so I'm going to divide each term by 5. All right, this becomes x squared. This is 6x minus 135.27. All right. Now I can factor this. Don't forget the 5. But this one right here, we can go right for the answer now because there's nothing in front of the x squared. So when you go straight for the answer, I make my parentheses. I put my x in there. The plus in front of the 6 goes right here. And the negative in front of the 27 tells me these signs are different. So this one must be negative. All right, 1 and 27. But 3 and 9, right? When you subtract them, you get 6. So it must be 3 and 9. All right, put the little one last, and the 9 goes here. All right, let's do number 6. Again, I can take out a 5. So go ahead and do that. Take out a 5. So I take a 5 out of each one. Again, that's the greatest common factor is 5. Because there's something in front of the x squared, we have to take it out somehow. We'll learn the slide method later, but right, we've already talked about greatest common factor. Just take it out. All right, so now we have x squared. This is now 8x. That's 40 divided by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. All right, now we can go for our answer. Put the x right here. All right, the first sign is a plus, so it goes right here. Oops, I'm sorry, plus right there. And the second sign is a plus, so they're both plus. And 7 is just 1 times 7. So put the 1 and the 7, and that's it. All right, guys, this one, if you recognize it, it's a perfect square. All right, let's go right for the answer, though. And the x goes here. The negative in front of the 8 goes right here. Now watch close. The plus in front of the 16 tells me these signs are the same. They're the same sign. So this one's also negative. They're both negative. All right, looking for two numbers. When I multiply them together, I get 16. So 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. Now, guys, we know that they're the same because it's a perfect square. It's 4 plus 4 equals 8. All right. When they add them together, you get 8. All right, same with this one, guys. It's a perfect square. All right, they're both plus again, and they're both 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. All right, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to hustle here. Guys, the last two are the difference between two squares. You notice all of these have 3 terms. Every quadratic we've done so far has 3 terms. Every one has 3 terms. All right, but you get to these last two, and they're a quadratic, but there's only 2 terms. So you know automatically what that is. Again, I'm going to put the x here. You can put a b if you want. The square root of 9 is 3. It goes right here and here. And one's a plus and one's a minus. Just learn to recognize that right away and just go right for the factor. Just like this one here. Again, you can use a if you want. I'm just going to use x. The x goes here because the square root of x squared is x. The square root of 25 is 5. And one's a plus and one's a minus. It doesn't matter which one's a plus and which one's a minus. The order doesn't matter as long as it looks like that. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks.